O Lord God, God of our fathers, are you not the God who is in heaven? My dear children of God, this early morning, Josephat, after defeating Moab, was standing in the assembly of God's people and in the courtyard. He is praising the Lord. He is praising the Lord. That praising the Lord is a very important thing even today for us. What we must do when the trouble comes to us and what type of worship that we must do when we are in trouble and distress. Josaphat, after defeating Moab, after conquering, and he is standing in front of the people and says that, O Lord, God of our fathers, are you not the God who is in heaven? You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. My Lord, I know that you rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. Power and might are in your hand, and no one can withstand you. No one can withstand you. 2 Chronicles chapter 20. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, 6 onwards, the verse 6 onwards, he is praising 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. A wonderful praise to the Lord. You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. Power and might are in your hand. Power and might are in your hand. O our God, did you not drive out the inhabitants of this land before your people Israel and gave it forever to the descendants of Abraham, your friend? You are the Lord who has done a marvelous thing for your Israelites by means of chasing all the inhabitants of Canaan and gave the land to the people of Abraham and his descendants, as you promised. You are the Lord, great Lord. You are the Lord, great Lord. And you are the one who is ruling over all the kingdoms of the nations. And we believe that one. Today, we got victory over Moab and we are standing in front of you to praise you and adore you. You are the great God. You are the great God. The praising has a meaning for that one. And he says that they have lived in it and have built in it a sanctuary for your name. Israelites lived in that land and they built a sanctuary in thy name. Here only the real worship comes. The reality comes even today. What should we do? If calamity comes upon us, whether the sword of judgment or plague or famine, plague or famine will stand in your presence before this temple that bears your name and will cry out to you in our distress, and you will hear us and save us. A wonderful confidence Josaphat is telling. He is exhibiting a wonderful confidence. How wonderful you are in our life. You are a wonderful God in our life. You are the Lord who is in heaven. First one, the prize. Second one, you are the Lord who is ruling all over the world, all the nations, all the kingdoms. You are the ruler of all the kingdoms of the nations. And Josaphat is praising the Lord who gave this land of Canaan to your friend Abraham's descendants, and they built a sanctuary in your name in that land. Do you know what for? If any sword of judgment comes, if any plague comes, if any famine comes, if we stand in front of this synagogue, if we stand in front of this temple, you will hear our prayer and save us. Today also, let us all stand together and pray to God about this plague or the disturbance that comes to us, pestilence. You will hear our prayer and safeguard us. That's what the word of God says. 2 Chronicle chapter 20, verse 6 to 10 says very clearly, 6, 7, 8, 9, very clear. You will save us and hear our prayers. Amen.